Hello, my name is Kinley Frederick and I am in Critical Issues in Art and Culture, or VPA 2301, Section D01 at Texas Tech University. Today I will be elaborating on my previous project called the Generation Z Manifesto. So for a short recap of what the manifesto demands us to see, hear, and create in the arts, I've set aside a few of the key words that I plan to go more in depth with and give examples for later on. Starting off, we have art that amazes, buzzes with change, and is bizarre against tradition. What this means is that the Gen Z Manifesto is looking for something bold, something different, something that may not be what the audience is expecting, but it is what the artist needs to show them. Next, we have amazed by technology. This requirement mainly comes from the tech savviness of the Generation Z and the creativity that we have formed from the advancements that were available to us from a very young age, like the cell phone or the digital camera. After that, we have the point that states education sets our artistry ablaze. Growing up in a generation where higher education is more available to us, we value furthering our knowledge more than past generations. We use this education as a transition point that projects us into what we want to do with our lives. This allows for a lot of connections to be built and an open place for creativity to cultivate. Then we have the point that we refuse to be categorized. It is no secret that the Generation Z is constantly breaking stereotypes and challenging social norms. This not only shows in our social encounters, but also in the art that we create. Next is the fact that we find the natural amazing, and we reject breezing through life. We see each moment as an opportunity to do something bigger. This mindset spearheaded many calls to change, such as the self-love movement or the push to organic foods. Gen Z is after what is truly real in the world. This even trickles into our art as body positivity statement pieces and photography showcasing African women with their natural hair. Another point is that we welcome the young and express our antagonized lives without caring what others have to say about it. You don't like what we've created? That's fine, because we do, and we know others will find the meaning hidden within our art, no matter how old we are or how we choose to express it. This goes along with the next point of being unapologetically ourselves, but willing to recognize our wrongs. We get it. We mess up. We're human and we will own up to our mistakes, but we will not apologize for what simply makes us unique without harming others. So moving on, we will look at some artists that hold up to these Generation Z ideals. First, we have Gisela McDaniel, whose entire portfolio features women in either nude or semi-nude paintings, but with their faces covered. These paintings just look like African tribal-inspired semi-nude paintings from the outside, but what makes McDaniel's paintings so special is the meaning behind the acrylics. Every subject that she paints is a sexual assault survivor that she takes the time to interview and keep a recording of that interview with the piece wherever it is viewed, assuring that these women, who may not have had a voice before, are granted one through her gift. This is a prime example of recognizing an opportunity to say something big, creating a message in every piece, and finding a way to make that message heard. A quote by Cultured Magazine says, "Based in her own experience of healing from sexual trauma, McDaniel's work is motivated by a deep drive to honor and witness the stories of other survivors, and in doing so, to facilitate their healing too." Next up is Katie Stout, who is known for her mixed mediums and whimsical ways of creating. It is not out of character for Stout's exhibits to have clay and cloth all in the same piece. As you can see from the photos, absolutely nothing is off limits, and there is no requirement for traditional methods. The unorthodox ways are not just welcomed, they are encouraged for Katie Stout to express every single detail of her beautiful whimsy. In an interview with Stout, she says, "With so much that is wretched in the world, I have to make way more of an effort to act in optimism these days, but making stuff makes me feel good. I hope it makes others feel the same way." Following Katie Stout is Tyler Mitchell. Tyler Mitchell is a filmmaker and photographer that has made quite a name for himself. He has photographed both Beyoncé and Zendaya for the cover of Vogue, along with creating a number of advertisements for companies like American Eagle and J.W. Anderson. Mitchell's pieces generally feature African Americans or other minorities and include both literal and metaphorical messages within each film and photo. His art challenges the audience to analyze his work to find your own meaning as well as his intention. With that being said, it was the education that he invested in first that opened up so many doors for him with multiple degrees from highly esteemed universities. A quote from Cultured magazine says, Tyler Mitchell's photographs have been commissioned by fashion houses, discussed in lectures at prestigious institutions such as Harvard University, and accompany his title as the first Black photographer to shoot a cover of American Vogue. Another artist that I will be showcasing is Haley Nickerson. She is a photographer, videographer, sculptor, and performer that utilizes her artistic gifts as a realm to explore and express gender, race, and other discriminatory issues happening in the world today. Looking at the bottom photo on the left, we see a heeled boot with an African American hair pick on the top hem. The color is representative of Black Lives Matter movement, red, green, and black, and African beading towards the sole. All of these parts, along with many other details in the piece, serve as a message against discrimination. Nickerson's portfolio is a prime example of buzzing with change and welcoming the patronized. Nickerson says, identifying as an artist means exploring and questioning the world around me, but also taking things apart and reassembling them in different ways. The next person in the queue today is very different from the rest, but is just as much worthy of the Gen Z Manifesto. His name is Paul Anderson, and he is a former high school teacher that taught his Gen Z students not with a textbook, but rather a video game. With this in mind, along with the fact that he has made hundreds of YouTube videos with various science lessons explained in a way that is directed towards Gen Z, he was a finalist for the 2011 Teacher of the Year Award. He has cultivated education through his creativity and proved that education itself is an art form, which gives him the Gen Z Manifesto seal of approval. So what goes into the Generation Z Manifesto? Art that amazes. Art that buzzes with change. Art that analyzes the hidden meaning. Art that finds the natural amazing. Art that sets education ablaze. This is my manifesto, and this is Generation Z. Thanks for watching.